Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yo,
Everybody, welcome to the Timeout podcast with your boys, Ollie and Vince. We are back. Oh, so you get 2 for 1 in less than like a week. That's good.
yeah, that's a great deal for you.
2 for 1. But yo, man, what's up? Talk to me, bro.
All right, so last episode, y'all did a sermon for my Miami Heat, and we had a game
hmm
that night. And this
I
man right
said y'all
here,
gonna y'all were supposed to win it, and y'all lost by a
we
buzzer
lost to
beater,
a game winner from John Moran.
freaking buzzer beater.
I couldn't even, I couldn't even laugh because I told him that's the thing y'all gotta understand about my team. When we lose, we don't just lose. We lose in like the craziest,
Ways.
craziest way. So I couldn't even. Y'all told me to come in there with hope, and I had hope. I'm watching the game, like, yeah, like we can really do this. And then it was a
But
home
listen,
game
man,
too.
listen though. I said y'all will make the plan. Y'all did.
I guess.
Y'all did. I did say though, playoff might be a little bit difficult because the whole playing setting or whatever, but I did say you guys were gonna make the plan. You guys did. So I'm happy. Happy because I did not want to hear Miami to Cancun early in the off season. So
We ain't in
I'm
the
happy about that.
playoffs. We
Huh?
ain't there. We ain't there yet. I know, like they trying to. Oh, they clinched the playing spot. I don't mean nothing.
Yeah, I clinched it.
I'm from the old.
Five
I'm
more
from.
games. I know. When it said being around April, sports fans we tend to get a little bit depressed because it's the ending of all major sports well, except baseball. I don't know nothing
I
about
don't
baseball,
know.
bro. So I don't know how. I don't
Well,
know.
actually, I'm eating good because I got F1.
Yeah, you good. You got
Yeah,
F1.
both
I
race
think I
two in the
might
morning
have the
today.
Gold Cup coming up for soccer.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
F1 Gold Cup.
I was supposed to watch spring football. It's supposed to be on right now.
I haven't seen any
I
advertisement
haven't
for
seen
it at
anything.
all.
That's the issue that I have with it, man. It's not at the same level as the NFL. So for those who knows, I'm a big wrestling fan. Like people ask me all the time, why don't I watch the other company that is kind of um facing WWE right now called AEW? I'm like, I don't think it's the same level yet. Same level of marketing, same level. I don't know. So I think it's the same thing with spring football. It's not the same, bro. Like when the NFL is coming, like the draft is making more wave than spring football. That's why it's not the same caliber of
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing. But I'm not starving for sports, man. I got F1. I got the Gold Cup is coming.
yeah, Gold Cup is supposed to come. Are we
Yeah,
supposed to
I got
have
IndyCar. If I could catch a couple races of that too, I got.
are we having like
I'm
international
set.
basketball?
Ooh, I don't think so. Because basketball already had its like time in the sun with the Olympics.
Yeah, there's nothing on spring football, man. It's
I mean,
nothing.
like there's Euro Cup, but that's like its own separate thing.
Mm.
And
But
like
yeah,
they
man.
call, they do call a couple of guys from the teams to play for their international team for Euro Cup. So that's maybe.
So we might have like the big three.
In a way,
Is the big three coming back?
nah, not for Euro Cup, not for.
No, I'm saying like the Ice Cubes League. They're not
Uh,
gonna be on TV this summer.
I don't think so.
Oh, they stop?
I don't know if they're doing it. I haven't,
Okay.
like I said, I haven't
I
seen,
haven't seen anything, so.
I haven't seen
Oh,
nothing.
so we should be having WNBA coming back like toward the end of the summer, right?
That too, because they have to draft. And
Yeah.
then by the
Yeah.
time they start, the NBA is gonna, which has always been kind of tough for WNBA. By the time they're starting, NBA is like peak playoff. Like teams are,
hmm
it's important for the NBA right now when the WNBA starts, which is kind of like, mm, it's not
But I mean,
scheduling wise, it's not good. It's not. the best.
Yeah. But let's get into it, man. So we have college football ending, nearing to an end. We for the women, I think you can just cemented their legacy.
They have taxes in Yukon.
UConn winning. And for the men, we have Florida and Houston facing tomorrow at 8:50 p.m., which is good. I might catch it. I don't know, depending
I
on
have
what
to
I have
catch it. Duke
on
got
my
eliminated.
schedule.
I have to catch it. I don't care if I'm hearing it on the thing. I have to see it because the entire year, like Cooper Flag is good, but the entire year I've been hearing about Cooper Flag, the white savior, the greatest player to ever don a Duke uniform. He's gonna bring Duke back to glory. Cooper Flag this, Cooper Flag that, and that them last 30 seconds when they had the lead and they blew it, absolute cinema.
They blew a lead.
Yes, they blew a lead. They had the lead, and they blew it. They blew it.
So so Houston won.
Yeah, Houston ended up beating. Yeah, Houston
Houston
ended up
is gonna go against
Florida.
Florida now. Yeah. I don't I have not been watching much Madness, man. That's
I haven't been seeing it. I heard it's been good from like the games that I've missed. It's been a lot of like,
I feel like people were because I feel like a lot of people are disappointed with the teams that were part of it, from
yeah,
what I understood. But I don't know. But yeah,
which is weird because people usually like underdog teams, but I also that goes back to something I like strongly believe is that like the NIL is what's ruining that aspect of it. Because even when you had those smaller teams
hmm
pre NIL, you had a feeling that it was because like no, the player chose to go there. Ultimately, the player chose to go there.
chose to go there. Okay.
And then like when you hear stories from like a CJ McCollum, from a Dame where they're like, oh yeah, no, I chose to go to this school because Duke didn't offer me, or Duke passed over me, or North Carolina didn't choose me, or
hmm
these are the schools that offered me, and these are the schools that really wanted me there, and these are the
hmm
schools. Like you don't get those type of stories. You won't get those type of stories anymore because like with NIL it'll be, oh yeah, this school offered me $3 million. I couldn't say no.
So you don't think like college student making that type of money? You think college student making that type of money is hurting hurting the game a little bit?
Yeah, my whole thing was I didn't say they shouldn't make any money, but
Too much money?
they're making too much money to the point where it
Because
like it.
they're making pro, like what we used to hear back in the days, pro were making, that's what they're making now.
Yeah,
But I feel
they're
like
making more than they're making more than second round picks that go
in
into
the
the NBA right
NBA,
now.
but I feel like it's all due to their like what they use their image for, things like that. Because Caitlin Clark was way bigger even before she got to the WNBA, for example. And for like Bronny James, they were talking about it like he was doing commercials, even though his father is LeBron James, right? But he was doing commercial even before that. They thought about drafting him to the Lakers, it's like
Yeah, but it's
things
like
like that. So
I'm talking like players that they're good, but I'm talking like a 3 year player, or like yeah, I'm talking like a 3 year player making like 5 mil and deciding not to go in the draft because they want to cash out on their senior year because they're gonna make more money
mhm.
playing in college than
Then if they go to the NBA,
if they go
so
to the NBA if they go pro.
so ultimately it's hurting both leagues. Really. It's hurting college basketball. It's hurting NBA too, because the guy that stay a year more, it's taking the place of a freshman that probably could have gotten more minutes. And
But he's also might not get drafted because the NBA wants younger guys. So there's a disconnect
yeah, there's both. There's that too. There's that too.
because we're not in
But
the era where they're drafting guys who stayed 3 4 years that much. We're still very much in the era where NBA players
they look at
like
freshmen,
taking
like the
like
oldest that they focus on might be a sophomore.
Yeah, like
But
1 year, 2 year, like a
hmm
guy he maybe got hurt and then he transferred. They'll take a chance on that guy before they take a chance on the senior.
on a senior, yeah, yeah.
So it's like, is it really? I mean, if you know you're not going to the league, get your money by all means.
I
But I
mean,
saw something
though
very.
they so if I'm in college, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
ball player.
Yeah.
I'm making that level of money, and I know that I'm gonna stay one last year,
Mm-hmm.
just capitalize on my senior year. I might as well come out of college with a solid degree and
Yeah.
just enjoy my money instead of going and play. Unless I really, really, really love the sport, then I might go to the NBA. Where if I graduate like and I know how to invest my money, I can capitalize and turn five into 10, 10 into 20. Why do I need to go into a league where I can risk injury? I can risk a lot of things. I mean, I can make more money there too, but I like there's as much bad that can happen as much good, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things to think about right now when you play in college.
And I also feel like that last I remember talking to about how the idea is good, but the structures is what's hurting it. And I really because um I was on social media and a coach who had just lost a player to NIL deals. He
Hmm
wasn't in a big college, wasn't in a big school. He said that, hey, if this player starts out on my team and is good enough to get a contract from the bigger schools, the better conferences, and he leaves, I should be able to get compensation for that.
Like a coach should get paid for from a player leaving.
Yeah, like a buyout situation.
So wait, when a player leave to the NIL portal, the school don't get nothing?
As far as I know, I don't think they do.
Oh, I really thought they were I thought they had a percentage of that. That's
No, because
interesting.
what's not talked about enough is you got some of these smaller schools promising players NIL money and then not paying them because they don't have it. That's been happening a lot, bro.
So the schools don't have that money.
Nope, but they offer, but they're like, hey, we're gonna give you X amount of
X
money
amount
for
of money that they don't have and then try to
yeah,
get those players.
yeah. And then keep in
Oh.
mind they're not just doing this one player because they have to build their team, so they're promising multiple different players.
Talking about promising player money, I know that's not on the program, but did you happen to catch or do you know more about the league that LeVar created?
I know, man. I haven't kept up with that league ever since Lamelo was in it
But
because
the
that
league
was
is gone though.
yeah, that league
One, the
was
league
to
is gone.
compete with the G
Two,
League.
a lot of players are saying they were promised things that they did not receive. A lot of them, like there were a couple of players that had like good that were very talented that they were even saying that were a little bit more talented than Melo. Those I think one of them came and talked out and was like his NBA dream got messed up by LeVar because he believed in LeVar. Not only he never got paid, and now cannot even like he's not even in the eye of the public no more. So he's not even in the eye of the scouts for the NBA. And the league is like I think the league is completely shut down. And I need to do more research on that so we can bring it we can talk about it for the fans.
I mean that doesn't surprise me because the VAR is like playing because initially they had messed up Lamelo's trajectory of going to the league because he was already skipping college anyway. This was before Lithuania. Like
So
this was when
the way they had created the league was like that had affected Lamelo too.
yeah, because it was the thing of the league because the whole criticism when he chose to skip college was like, well, where are you gonna face the competition
Mm-hmm.
for you to A develop as a player and B so that scouts can trust in your talent and say this guy can play because of X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really get that until he was playing in Lithuania and until he went to the Australian League, two professional leagues, legitimate professional leagues. LeVar saw this as a business opportunity to create his own league in order to compete with the G League. Because when he did it at the time, the G League still wasn't properly compensating its players like
Hmm.
they are now, especially guys coming straight out of high school. The G League hadn't set up that, like the G League team. There's a G League, the G League Ignite team wasn't a thing yet. So guys felt like they didn't have an option if they didn't want to go to college because this is also pre NIL.
Hmm.
LeVar's league was an opportunity for players to forego college and forego the G League to go to another league where there would be other talented players like themselves and
Hmm.
they would be getting compensated. And it became a threat to the G League in that regard. So I don't necessarily, yes, like, of course, there's going to be, like, I'm not surprised that there's stories of players not getting paid, not getting the proper things that they should have gotten from the league. Because at the end of the day, LeVar's business was built off the back of the Triple B brand, which was already like a thing of bad shoes and like
Yeah, a lot happened with
the
that.
brand.
So,
Like the only foundation for that league was a brand that they already didn't have a solid foundation,
oh
and
yeah,
one
it
of
only
LeVar's
lasted a year.
yeah, because one of LeVar's associates was stealing money from them in the
That
Lonzo
and
that
that's what
situation.
really caused the his kids to kind of remove themselves from that whole, especially Lonzo,
Mm-hmm.
because Lonzo was an NBA player at the time, so it was
Yeah.
like the big even the league image was Lonzo dunking.
Mm-hmm.
So the league's logo, that was Lonzo's dunking. So Lonzo removed himself from that, and with that came a lot of, I guess, backlash and a lot of things that caused them not to be able to like
And the G League wisened up because they recognized that they had to have an alternative in order to, because players already were not so, they didn't want to do the college thing of just going straight to college to not get paid. That was when the discussion about we need to compensate these big name players was really at its highest. And then the G League came up with then you had the G League Ignite team. And then like that's when like basketball, there's like separate basketball prep programs like OTE became really popular where they
mhm,
just housed a lot of talent. And Rob Dillingham was, I think, even Kanye West tried to capitalize on it when he made the Donda School.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
so that was a thing. So yeah, different people tried to capitalize off the idea, but the one thing that's still standing is the G League Ignite program, only because it's supported by the NBA. And I could argue it's not even really supported that well, even though they've had a couple successful players. They haven't really had a true breakout
okay.
type
But
talents. Like
yeah, man.
Jalen Green through a G League Ignite. He didn't go to college.
Jalen Green is I think it's is the best player coming out of that situation, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
I don't think there are like
He was
much.
drafted second overall to Cade
Yeah,
Cunningham.
but he's really good though. He's a good player.
He's solid.
He's solid, yeah.
He's solid.
He's solid. I mean, minus all the of the court things, but he's a solid
Hey,
player in my
if you want the 38-year-old baby mama, that's his
opinion.
day.
Yeah, man. But so Celtics are having themselves a season. After being sold, they broke the 3-point record for most 3-point made in a single season, and that used to be a Golden State record.
And I think
Uh,
that goes to show that they're even though we have other teams in the league that are contenders, the Celtics, and I hate saying this because y'all got me talking good about the Celtics.
mm,
They're the best.
mm,
They are the best built team in the league.
mm. And honestly, man, I really hate saying this, and I kept telling people that I called it when they got what's his name, their point guard. I called it.
Drew
I told
Holiday.
them. Holiday, yeah, I kept telling them that was their missing piece, and they did not even make a lot of changes to the team, and they still being talked as they are like they might be in the finals again.
Yeah, because and they're
So,
well coached. You know, Coach Mazzulla, the way he coaches that team is very
actually,
yeah.
this guy, as much as I hate the team, this guy is so real, bro. He's like, I'm like, dude, he won something. I think it was Coach of the Month or something. And his reaction was like, "Oh, okay, like again, like what does that do for me?" Like, yo, it's, it reminds me of Popovich in the way he talks to the media. So yeah,
But when Popovich was kind of like playing, sometimes he's dead ass serious. He don't
he's dead as serious, bro. The way
he
he
don't
talks
care
and the
about
way he
nothing. He
does
don't
those
care
things.
about nothing else except for his
But
team and winning.
do you think that him coming taking the team from Ime, that's what brought them to that level? Do you think like if they had those pieces with Ime, they could have been the team that they are now?
I think so because Ime is a good coach.
That's what I'm saying. Because what
Ime's a
Ime
good
is doing with
coach.
the Rockets is
Yeah,
amazing to see.
Ime's
So
a good coach. So, but that's not to say that they. I don't even want to say that they coach the same way, but they have like a similar intensity, which
but this guy was part of Ime's staff, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So they have the same
they have a lot of
similar
similarities.
intensity. And realistically, if we want to talk about it, like the Celtics have been they went 3 for 3 on coaches despite Ime's situation. That was I don't
Yeah.
think the league handled that properly either, but I don't have all the evidence that the league has, so
Man,
that's above me.
um, that's something. It's a sports podcast. That's something I probably should not say. But you fumble me along, bro. You should pay the consequences, in my opinion.
Well said. Especially with the situation that like how you did it
Uh, how you
anyway.
fumble me along, well, anyways,
Brad Stevens, Ime Udoka,
yeah,
and
they were 3 for 3
they
on
went three
coaches.
for three
Because
on
Stevens
coaches.
was solid. He was
Solid,
good, solid
solid.
coach. Three young coaches that were well rounded as
Yep.
coaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you look at their coaching. Brad Stevens is not the GM, so even they're good on that front. So he knows what he likes.
Mhm.
He knows what decisions to make to
To
properly
make what
build a
are the pieces they're
team.
looking for.
They've got their guys in Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. They were loyal to them despite all the noise saying to split them up. They've got amazing people like not even Drew Holiday.
Porzingis, they
Not even him.
revive Porzingis.
They did, but he's not even the to me the 2 players that I really like from on that team is Peyton Pritchard and
I thought I know you were gonna say that. That's
Derek
your kind
White
of player.
specifically.
Yeah.
Derek White,
Derek White for me, I don't even know.
he's a
I mean,
menace.
as a ball player, he's a silent killer, man.
He's a
He's
menace.
killing you, you don't even realize he is.
He's responsible for so much pain as a Miami Heat fan in the
I'm
playoffs. Like we thought we were going to the finals, and then he gets an offensive rebound at the last second. We lose the game. Then
we're talking about Lakers and their white boys. Celtics got solid white boys too.
there he not even white. He light skinned. His
No, I'm
last
talking
name.
about like Pritchard
Yeah,
and the other.
Pritchard. Yeah,
There's
Pritchard.
another one that that's on the bench that I cannot
Yeah,
really remember. You
I
see what
can't
I'm
remember.
talking about? He's
Yeah,
a
I know who you're
three-point
talking about.
killer.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
really efficient from three, does his job.
hmm
They prolonged Al Horford's career somehow. That's
hmm
another player that I have a lot of respect for just because like he did when we talk about players in eras, he changed his game, developed the three, and has been a key piece to a team ever since.
hmm they like he's a he can kill you from three at any
Kill
seconds.
you from three
And
if you leave him.
that really was not his game when when he came to the league.
Nope,
So
nope,
a
not
solid
really.
veteran for them.
Yep,
I'm
solid.
telling
Yep.
you, like I'm seeing. It's been a minute. I know I mentioned him before, but it's been a minute since I've seen Porzingis enjoying playing ball like this.
Yeah.
It's really has been a
Yeah,
minute.
he comes in, but they don't be, and that's because the team is so well built. They don't need him to play heavy minutes. Just come
Yeah,
in like you're
yeah,
still talented enough to do what you need to do in
and
quality
then
minutes,
and then
and
go. Yeah,
then go. And then they have, and it starts with Jason Tatum being the type of superstar player that he catches so much flack for not being a certain type of way with his personality, even his play style now. But he still sneakily can give you 27, and then you look up and you don't realize he also has 7, 8 rebounds and like
hmm
6 assists, just because he does what he needs to do, and like the team is very well
But
it's very well built.
what do you got if it comes between them and Cleveland in a seven round series?
Um, Honestly, experience
Because
is
Cleveland is
gonna.
well built too,
They're well built, but
and they got a solid piece in Hunter and at the trade deadline. So
they did, yeah, they did. Um, I like Cleveland, but I feel like just the thing that has me
on the
that I'm
fence,
still iffy on is Darius Garland.
me too,
I
man.
because he plays because
He,
he's had a great season this year. Come
but it's
playoff
not
time, I don't know. I feel like
you. Okay,
him. I want to say him. His performances from him and performances from
Spider.
because I know what Spider can do in the playoffs. I don't know. I feel like Darius Garland is legitimately.
I think so too. Because you're saying he had a solid season, but in my opinion, he did not because he was not consistent this season.
No, when because there was a stretch when Spider was injured.
He
He
did do
won
he
them
did
some
do his
games.
part, but at the same time, he I feel like some games he will play like he means it, and some games it's just tragic watching him play.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when you got defenders like Drew Holiday, you got like then Derek White gets blocks as a guard.
Hmm
That's I feel like his performances could make or break the team. I even have his last stats from the last game. So like the last time they played was today.
They are playing now. Yeah,
They're
I,
playing
I
right
I have the
now.
game on
He's
right
one
now.
for six.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Last game
So
they played on the fourth, he had 19.6 versus.
which
But I'm
is
saying his worst game before his performance right now was in March when he went for 4 for 15, but he had 9 assists. Like if he's offensively consistent, which this season
he has
he
not.
he's had like to me he's had like little moments here and there because
And that's
because
what
the
I'm
last
saying. He has
the last
moments,
four
but
games like April 4th, April 2nd, March 30th. March 28th. These are some solid performances. Like
yeah,
19 points, two
that's what I'm
rebounds,
saying.
but
Some
then
some 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 weeks, some games he will come and be solid, and then he will be gone.
yeah, at 8. But he doesn't like as long as he does they don't take him out the game completely because he's also
He will pass though.
he's
If
a
he's not
very
putting
very
points, he will
I like
assist.
how he sees the game with his passing too. He's a great passer. His handle, he's one of the best dribblers in the game, so he could be disruptive that way. But yeah, he's to me, I feel like he's gonna make or break because I'm not worried about Cleveland's bigs at all.
Mobley
I'm not worried about Mobley.
and Mobley can give you like 20 and up in a seven series, and he can average that. I think Hunter that they got is a solid piece for them.
Solid. I'm not even worried about him either.
Yeah, the big
It's a
that they
bunch.
have, Allen.
Allen, I'm not worried about
As
Allen.
my brother said that they were all for former Nets. Allen is been very passive, but like when I say passive, not passive passing the ball, but I'm saying his game has not been as a monstrous as I would expect.
I'll
But
leave it to everyone else. Just stick to a role
yo, they're just
defensively.
I think they just got what's his face? Ellis just hit a buzzer beater that was like a full cut shot. Oh no, not full cut. Yo, that was half
But
for
yeah,
Minnesota.
in the 7 game
Yeah.
series, I got Boston just because they already have experience.
Do you get like Boston, like you will say in 100% from 0 to 100, you will give
In
Boston
six,
85, or you just have like a little bit, you're more lenient toward Boston.
Boston in six,
So Boston in six. Okay, so
and I
you
hate
like,
Boston.
yeah, you like
Boston in
Boston for
six
sure.
because
So,
Cleveland could steal a game in the middle of the
mm,
series. Like let's say Boston wins game one, game two, they lose game three, and then they win the rest.
so yeah, for 6 games. Okay. All right. Mm.
And now that's gonna depend on how Darius Garland plays because I feel like it. I expect Spider to play like he does in the playoffs to play
Yeah, yeah,
better.
like it does. Yeah. So, talking about playoff basketball still. Oh no, before playoff, we got all his team was second team. They
The
clinched their
Pistons.
playoff spot.
Let's talk about it. Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about it.
about it.
Let's talk about it. If there's anybody who feels vindicated, if there's anybody who feels like they were right, that like they called it. They called me a madman. It sounds crazy. The Pistons had
Uh,
one of the worst seasons ever last year.
yeah, yeah,
They were losing so many games in a row. The parlays were looking crazy, almost enough to make me start betting that they would win.
yeah,
Matter of fact, so many people lost money in the Boston game. I was watching Cade Cunningham drop 44 just for the team to still lose. And the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, all these games that they're losing, guys, these are very winnable games. They just can't finish. They just
yeah,
can't close the games out. Then they get bigger staff. Then they get all these vets. Like then they finally put their young players, not the vets. They put their young players in a position to play up to their standards.
Mhm.
Cade Cunningham, I don't even want to say Cade Cunningham takes another leap because to me, Cade Cunningham was one of the more underrated players last year too. The Pistons were just losing badly, but Cade Cunningham was having an amazing season last season. Cade Cunningham
Cade is
finally gets
always
the respect
solid.
he deserves. They get what's his face, Tim Hardaway Jr. Solid shooter. They get Beasley. Beasley just passed Steph Curry's. He either passed or he reached Steph Curry numbers because he finally hit 800 threes a season. So they have the personnel now.
Oh, they
They
got Beasley that could not even hit a three for us for the Lakers, and now Beasley is one of
He
their.
was hitting in Minnesota, so I don't. Maybe it's a Laker thing.
It's a Laker thing, yeah. It goes to show that it goes to prove people saying that when they are in bronze light, they fade into the dark. So,
All you gotta do is hit shots. Um,
I mean,
that,
I don't know, man.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know.
You will be open, and he's a product shooter. Beasley that 800 threes, 800 threes. So like I'm very happy right now because I called this in the beginning of the season. My guy across from me asked me, he was like, "What teams are we really looking for?" I said, "Don't be surprised if the Pistons catch a spark in the middle of the season and we're talking about them being in the playoffs." Look at us now, people.
You
I'm more
are.
happy about the Pistons than I am about the Miami Heat this year. I'm keeping it played.
Really? You're more happy about the Pistons?
I'm more happy about the Pistons because
Oh,
I called it, and B because like it's like You just watch it happen in real time. Because I said they're not going to be a contender, but they're going to be a good team. I was like, don't be surprised if they're a playing team, and if they really hit their stride, they're a playoff team. They clinched 6. They avoided the play-in. They
They
clinched a
are
playoff
playoff. They
spot.
clinch a playoff spot. Yeah. So
That's a
they're not a
win.
playing team. So they
That's a
did
win.
better than you give them credit for.
Exactly. That's a win.
Yeah, that's a win. Hall of Fame. How are we feeling?
It's about time.
I'm happy.
Um,
I'm happy.
I'm very happy.
I'm happy for both.
Hopefully, Shaq can stop talking about Dwight Howard. But
He's
he's
not.
probably gonna. Yeah,
He's not. He's not. He's not. But I'm happy
absolutely.
for both, man. Shaq, my boy Shaq. I'm saying Shaq. My boy Dwight and my boy Melo are making the Hall of Fame.
I'm happy
Yeah,
for.
first
I'm also
first
happy for Maya Moore.
Money More.
I'm very happy for Maya Moore, man.
We did cover
Yeah,
cover the Hall of Fame in a couple
nominees.
of past episodes, but this is like set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
This is for sure now. So those
Mm-hmm.
guys are coming in. I'm happy for Maya Moore. And
Maya Moore.
there's another woman that we talk about too. Sue?
Hold on. Was Tina Fowles? Was it her?
No, I think it was Sue Bird.
Sylvia Fowles.
Sylvia Fowles.
Sylvia Fowles. This year, 2020 Basketball Naismith Hall of Fame.
So yeah, Melo is the headliner.
Of course. Oh yeah, I was thinking about Sylvia Fowles, not Tina Fowles.
Sue Bird, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sue Bird,
Super.
yeah. So it's
I,
Melo, Dwight, and Sue Bird, the
I'm
headliners.
I'm cool for Sue Bird, but as a player, I was never the biggest Sue Bird fan. You know.
Listen, so the way I see it is I did not used to watch WNBA before Ali got me watching it. Where if somebody's name came to my ears, that means you are doing something right. So in my opinion, Subert deserves it because I knew about her before even not watching. So
I got so many hot takes about Sue Bird, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. Congrats on making the Hall of Fame. You feel me?
let's leave it at that, sir.
Leave
Don't
that
don't
that.
don't steal my hater thunder.
No, I could never. I could never. I don't have people. I don't have people. Calling me and hitting my phone up talking about something. You said this. You crazy. I don't have that. That's
That's
keep it.
all me. All
That's
me,
all you right
right?
there.
Like
That's all. Only
yo,
only you could anger the
uh,
people to
that's
that
all
degree.
me.
You know.
That's me, okay? So I
Okay.
I, I came in to anger them more today. See?
Yeah, there you go. You see, he got more. He got more fire for y'all. But me, and then there was another WNBA player who announced her retirement too. Past MVP of the WNBA, Elena Delle Donne,
Oh, I
announced
knew that
her.
name. Noelle. Noelle used to talk
Yeah,
about that person.
she was a bucket. And then
Yeah.
injuries happened, and then
Oh,
um,
she had to retire.
she just couldn't play this like she couldn't play
The
the same.
same. She gonna
She
play the
never
same.
got she never got to that level. But you watching her play, you could still you understood this was a talent.
Hmm.
And then yeah, when she was playing for the Chicago Sky.
Hmm.
This is what I mean when I say I've seen, like, yes, we love Caitlin Clark and appreciate what she's doing for the game, but this is what I mean when I say we've seen, as far as talent come to the WNBA, we've seen them. Like
We've
we've
seen them
had
before.
prolific scorers like Caitlin Clark in this league before, and we have talented players like Caitlin Clark in this league right now, including Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, for sure,
It's
for
yeah,
sure.
it's just Caitlin Clark came at the perfect time, and like
So talking
personality
about
and everything.
women basketball, how long that girl is out for? Juju Watkins?
It was an ACL. We might not see her
Oh wow.
for a while. Yeah, and that
I
that
hate
hurt.
seeing this, man.
That hurt because they
I
were.
hate
And
I hate
granted,
seeing
the team
this.
still made it where they made it to, but I feel like we're talking about a
Yeah.
completely different completely different semifinals. We're talking about a completely different finals too. If Juju's there,
I hate it. I hate it. I fully hate it, guys. I
that's
don't like
22 points
seeing
a
player go
game.
down like that.
It's 22 points a game you're losing right there. That's
Hmm. Hmm.
and this is like a player who could have gone to the draft, maybe potentially.
No, she's gonna stay. She doesn't have to stay for another year. Or maybe
Yeah,
she will take a chance. But
I
they know.
I don't know because the same thing did end up happening to not Cameron, Paige Bueckers. She was hurt too at one point in her college career,
Did
and
she
it
go in the
delayed.
draft?
No, she's going. She's going after this tournament because this is her last. She's a senior now.
Or she's a senior? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you feel like WNBA is almost leaning towards drafting seniors than the NBA is?
yeah. Yeah, more so that because that's been their model because their players typically stay longer, and um, which I also think is gonna hurt their game too because if you like, let's say like a Caitlin Clark, like that class of women, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to wait. They had to wait a while even before they were eligible for the draft. You could argue that that's allowed them to develop and be more prolific as scorers and stuff. But I think about it this way: imagine if we got Caitlin Clark in the WNBA earlier. Imagine what
Mm,
that does for the sport, as opposed to getting her now. You know,
okay.
but I
So
feel
she was
like
drafted as a senior?
she was drafted late into her collegiate career. Yeah.
Yeah. That I think that hurts the sports a little bit, man.
So it's and then yeah she was she went yeah 2 years. Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, so quickly, man, before we switch gear. And AD is having a ball in Dallas. He had a 30 something points, 15 rebounds game the other day. Monster game, man.
I mean,
So
hey, do
a
y'all
lot
miss
of
him?
people do we miss him?
Do you miss him?
I'm third in the rankings. And
That
that's
wasn't the
going
question.
no,
Do you miss him?
I need a big, but I'm happy I got Doncic. I don't really miss him like that.
Okay.
But
And
I
yeah, to answer
mean,
your question, Caitlin did do 4 years. She did 4 years.
the reason why I bought him up, it's because the guys that were calling for Nico's head now are saying maybe Nico knew what he was doing.
I'm not saying all that. I'm not saying
No, I'm just saying,
AD could get injured tomorrow. I don't wish that
bro,
on him.
the switch up is so.
I'm staying 10 toes.
No, I'm 10 toes. Like Nico's crazy.
10 toes.
I just said I don't
Fire
really
that
miss him
man.
like that. I need a big, but
Fire that man. He didn't. He did. Y'all could have gotten.
actually, I wish the Lakers did not pull the trigger on the Williams trade. I wish they would have let him come in because he's balling for
Hornets.
the Hornets. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
but go ahead.
we'll never know if he was. That's the
Gonna
thing.
be
We won't
solid
know.
for the Lakers.
Yeah, we won't know. Like Luca was a better. I want to say you could because Luca's just that caliber player, but role players and you guys they don't really mix.
I just played OKC and I beat them 126-99. I don't miss. I'm okay. I'm not gonna go as far as Shannon to keep saying OKC Thunder, Thunderbird, Bluebird, Lakers and
Lakers and
Fire.
five.
I'm not gonna go as far as saying that, but I'm okay. I'm third. I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's been a while since we had a season where we were ranked that high. It's been a long
Mm,
while.
mm.
It's been a
Where do
minute, right?
you think do you think you guys are a contender though?
Fuck, that's see the Miami Heat fan coming for me now, right? After
I didn't
this,
say like I'm asking questions. I'm just asking questions, people. That's what we
Ugh.
do here. We ask questions.
Man, listen, I'm hanging out with the top team in the West, so I'm a contender in the West, definitely. As far as beating Boston, I believe in JJ as a coach. I think he found a way to work around what we're missing because our bigs are not as much uh, as much as they don't have as much as they have limited exposure to the to playing consistently. Hold on, let me look at something. Is that guy still in the team?
Because my thing is, like, do you feel like Boston is the only threat to the Lakers?
Uh, I will not go as far as say that Boston is the only threat to the Lakers, simply because it's a 7 game series in the playoffs. And to end the playoff, everybody takes things more seriously. Like this guy has a song that's making wave that he just had has Burna Boy on it, Joey Edward Philly, where it says dun dun dun, everybody's dun 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 in the playoff. Like they are serious, like fighting for what they trying to win. So beating OKC in a regular season game and beating OKC in the playoff is two different things. Although the Lakers are gonna be da 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 in the playoffs too, but I think I can hang on the West. And I'm not saying I'm scared of the Celtics. I'm just saying that the Celtics are a very well-rounded team. That in a 7 game series, as much as I hate those guys against the Lakers, I think they might have it. I think they might have it.
You have one thing they don't have, though.
Luca.
LeBron. I'm not talking about Luca.
Man, Bron is listen, okay.
Boston know how to deal with Luca.
Hot take. For the past weeks, I've been very mad at LeBron. Very, very angry. Extremely angry. Bron has had a game the other night where he had 0 rebounds.
That would just wait till playoffs.
That angered me.
We know what he does in the playoffs.
He had another game before that when he only had 2 points for 3 quarters.
And then what? And then he turned it up.
I was gonna say that. Do we think that Father Time is actually getting to him?
It is.
Because you think so?
It is. But
Because I'm like, yo.
You have one of the greatest minds in the game playing one team for 7 games, and it's Boston.
And you have JJ Redick's that might go sleepless for the whole series just to plan. I'm saying are we a contender? Yes, we are a contender. Am I saying I'm going all the way? No, I'm not saying I'm going all the way. I'm saying that is gonna be a very excited playoff for me for a long time. For a long time.
I wish I could say the same. But
you can, man, support your Pistons. Guys, you know what's gonna be crazy? When Miami makes it to the playoff, through the play-in, they be saving la Vinzi Miami in the playoff, we're gonna boo him.
you can boo me, but I will say this right now. If I get a Miami Heat versus a Detroit series, I'm standing 10 toes down with Miami Heat. And if we get eliminated by the Pistons, I'm rooting for the Pistons until they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wait, if you are rooting for the Pistons against the Heat in the series, I will be the first to call you on that BS, bro. You are a Heat fan. Pistons.
No, I said I'm gonna be rooting for the Miami Heat.
I'm like, for a fact, you gotta be for the Heat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be rooting for the Miami Heat against the Pistons.
And then after that, you go support the Pistons.
Yeah, if we lose.
Like I did when I got the 7-1 against Germany.
Exactly that. But like what you did with the Germany thing is what I've been doing the entire season.
Well,
we went on a 10-game winning streak. I wasn't a Miami Heat fan for those 10 10-game losing streak. We went on a 10-game losing streak. I was not a Miami Heat fan during that time. I was suffering.
Well, you have to
know what kept the fire alive? I would go to the Pistons and it would be like, Pistons just won this game. Pistons just hit this. The Pistons beat us in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was a crazy game too.
It was wild.
It was wild. Yeah.
I was conflicted.
Dude, that happens to me a lot with the Brazil that I have right now. So I understand.
You get it. You
But
get it.
let's switch to football, man. Football. Julio Jones is retired after 13 years in the NFL. 13 years, man. Solid career.
Do
I
you
think
think he
he.
underachieved?
Hmm?
Do you think he underachieved?
So that's what I'm gonna look for now. I think he got a ring though. He did not get a ring. Wasn't part of. Oh, he was not part of the Tampa Bay that one. But yo, the only thing is missing is a ring. He was a seven-time Pro Bowler. Yeah, yeah, he's a two-time NFL receiving leader, a reception co-leader. I don't think he underachieved. The only thing
Is that a
missing
Hall of
is a
Fame
ring.
resume?
He has a Hall of Fame resume, but the NFL is a little bit more different
Is it
because
a top five? Like when we talk about the greatest receivers of all time, is it on that level?
greatest receiver for me is another list, bro. It's another like I have my list of greatest receiver is different from everybody else. So sometimes I hear people arguing about greatest receiver, and I'm just laughing because I know my greatest receivers list, which I'm gonna tell you guys. I have Jerry Rice first. Okay. So after Jerry Rice, I have T.O. You guys kept saying like, oh, I know people are saying Niners guys. Yeah, I have T.O. And I have sheesh, I'm missing his name. Patriots guy. I'm seeing his face, but I'm missing his name. He was in the Patriot. He was in the Randy Moss. I have Randy Moss. All right, I'm giving you my top five. So
Mm-hmm.
I have Theo. Well, I have Jerry Rice, Theo, Randy Moss, and then after Randy Moss, that's where
That's where it gets spooky.
that's where it gets a little bit because I have new guys in there. Like that's why everybody looks at me crazy. Because the thing is, remember, guys, I got exposed to football after like, the very very first game of football I watched. It was a Super Bowl game when I just moved there. All his father was telling me what football was. He was explaining it and explaining it to me. So I started really loving football around 2012,
Mm-hmm.
2013. So there's a lot of old head that I don't know as much as you guys know that. As much as like a real football know them. A real football fan will know them. So that's why my list is more like personal feelings
Mm.
as far as really based on stats.
Mm.
That top three, if I give it to an old head, he will say, "Yeah, that's good, young buck." But as soon as we get to the fourth, they will look at me like, "What? What? Really?" Because my fourth is Tyreek Hill,
Mm.
and my last is Antonio Brown.
Hmm.
So,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like more personal feelings than
Mm-hmm.
actual like fact.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that I discovered the other day called Megatron.
Yeah,
Called
I was gonna ask you. I was like, "There's a name you didn't say that because Megatron's on my list. And I've
yeah.
never seen. I don't think I'll ever see another receiver get put in a double coverage and just be
Yeah,
that big. And for him, even I wrestle with myself putting him up there for me because he was on those terrible teams, man.
he was on a lot of terrible teams. Yeah,
Oh
he was on the
god.
Lions when the Lions were bad. When he was not cool to be a Lions fan.
Oh my goodness, man.
Hmm.
And like just imagine if he just had if he didn't have Dan, like I can't say his name, but Dan Orlovsky or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah, I
imagine
see
if
what you're
he
talking
didn't
about.
have him as a QB, man. Like, oh, if he just had a, oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
see.
it's just
But Megatron, I saw some
Megatron.
highlights the other day, and I'm like, this guy was a great receiver, man.
Megatron was
There's another guy too, that played for the Saints. Um, I think his name is Mike something. Wait, Saint. Uh,
I'm not mad at the Antonio Brown pick at all.
yeah. So,
Especially
but
it's
old head will not have him in their
no,
list.
because you even got NFL players who are like when Antonio like this is pre CTE Antonio Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
Antonio Brown. His first couple years was
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah, pre-CD. So I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about when he was Tony Toe Tap, like
yeah. Tony
yeah.
toe tap,
So
man. What he man. My boy
I
turned around.
cannot
He's like, I'm
find
Tony
this
toe
guy,
tap.
man.
That's what I do. I was like, oh, if I
But
could turn
yeah,
back the clock.
like did Michael Thomas was a good receiver for me too. He was on the Saints when with Drew Brees, so I'm
Mm,
like, yeah. But anyways, did Julio Jones for me? Did I mean for me? He's part of that list. That guy
of
that
like all
did
time.
not all time best, but he's part of like those receivers that made me love the game. So you will not hear me talk shit about Julio Jones because I know it was part of that Cardinal team. Not Cardinal, Falcon. I'm saying the wrong bird. Sorry guys. It was part of that Falcon team that was terrible, but he was putting numbers. So I was watching him and hoping that he will go to a better team. It was the same thing with Cruz and the Giants. Those it was kind of similar, like watching those guys play. So for me, he's retiring. He did what he was supposed to do because when we look at the team that he were part of, the only team that we might say that he had a chance to win was the when he was in part of the Bucks, Tampa Bay with Brady in 2022.
Yep.
That's why I thought he had a ring, but they won the year before or the year after. I
I
think
think they won it the year before.
the year
Because if you
before.
get it the year after, you're still and you were a part of that team. Pretty sure
Yeah.
you still get a ring for
No,
being
because
a
the
part
year
of that.
after he went to the Eagles.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I think he did his thing, bro. So back to where you asked me if he's a Hall of Famer. The reason why I cannot say for sure he will be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Look at Shannon's brother. This guy was a great wide receiver for the little
Oh,
time that
he's
he
in there.
played. Huh?
He's in there.
So that's what I'm gonna
He
say.
just got his
They put him in there after press one that
yeah
Shannon did.
yeah.
Shannon had to literally bring a lot of guy, and those guys were saying, "Yo, man, Sterling should have been there." Sterling. So a lot of people were calling for it. That's when they gave it. Shannon
Yeah.
should not have been inducted before his brother if we were
Oh yeah,
wanted to be
because
technical.
his brother suffered a crazy injury, but even before the injury, he was putting up crazy numbers.
Exactly. He should have been inducted. So um I know there's a sport, I don't remember what's probably wrestling that I'm thinking about. When people end their career on crazy injuries and they were at that level, at that high level, they put them in the Hall of Fame, like either that year or the year after. That's all. Edge is an Hall of Famer. Ric Flair is a two-time Hall of Famer. So that's how, like when they end their career, as soon as they end it, they are being considered for the Hall of Fame. But like pro football, pro basketball, I think they wait and they because I think it's because they have so many players. Because
Yeah,
when you look at an NFL roster, they have like 50 something guys.
yeah. And
I,
then with
I,
basketball specifically, it's not even when we talk about the players they're looking at the world. You don't even have
yeah.
to go for the NBA.
Yeah, yeah. Because for football, I was telling Angie, you have three teams on one team. You
Yeah,
have your offense, your defense, and your
defense, special
special
teams.
teams. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I guess that's why they did not want to put it. And I have that might be a crazy take. That might be a really crazy take or hot take. If Shannon did not go on that press one, he might have never been in the Hall of Fame.
No, because they would have never. Because they weren't. They spent all those years not considering him, and they forget about him.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad he's in there because yo, without the injury, sky was the limit.
I'm not a big fan of the NFL's Hall of Fame
The way
committee.
they bring people in.
Yeah, because sometimes they hold grudges depending on the type of player. Like I
Yes,
remember there
sir.
was it was a big
Theo,
thing with
Theo,
Tito. He's the first thing that comes to mind. Another one that comes to mind too is Ocho.
Ocho, those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Mike Vick should have been in there.
Mike Vick. But yeah, that was they used his situation against him.
The thing
So
is, okay, brief example. We were talking like having regular conversation, me and Angie, and she's like, "Oh, you guys did not talk about Anthony Edwards' personal situation." So I'm like, "Yeah, we try not to talk about those things because those are off the court situation. We're more focused on basketball and things like that." And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's actually good, good, good." I think the Hall of Fame should be about what you do as a player in the sport, within the sport. As long as you don't go do something crazy like that guy did, Chris
Deshaun
Bernard.
Watson, just don't be a Deshaun Watson. If you know, you know.
Yes, that and Chris Benoit for example in
Yeah,
WWE.
WWE.
As long as you don't go do something crazy like that.
He had CTE though.
It
He had CT. They studied his brain. It was bad.
really
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. He was
That's
one of the
information
first.
to
He was
me.
one of the first major cases where they started really researching it because he had
Oh.
especially for the type of wrestler he was too.
Hmm.
And this isn't like WN. This is WWE back in the day.
Back in the days,
Like
yeah, yeah.
WWE in the early 2000s where they were
With
just
nothing was really banned. Now
this is
there's a
when they
lot of
still had
things
the
that are
chair
banned.
shot.
Yes, yes.
So he was
Man,
a part of that no more chair shots. He was a part of a lot of um
L-
changes within the WWE because they yeah, no, he was one of them we're
yeah,
CTE
so
mascots.
I did not know that. But as
Yeah.
long as you don't go and do something crazy like that, those who don't know, Google him, you will know. I feel like they should consider you as long as you put the numbers, like you perform in the sport at a certain level. I think you should be part of the Hall of Fame because it's
You
not
should
the
watch
Hall
the
of
Mr. McMahon
Conduct.
documentary.
Huh?
Watch the Mr. McMahon documentary.
I did not watch it, but I will because
It's good. It's good.
okay, I will take a chance and I'll not take a chance. I'll take some time and watch it this week. Next up, Chargers. I was talking about this guy the other day. They signed Trey Lance as a QB.
Why do you how
Remember,
well yeah, I remember you were talking about them
remember
making
I say that I don't think he will be part of the league in a few years.
yeah. This
That's
is
his
another
third.
chance.
Huh?
This is another chance for
It's
him.
not a chance though. How many times we seen I always forget this man's name. Chargers QB, if you can remind me.
You talking about what's his name? Just a is it Jay
Justin
Herbo?
Herbert. How
Jay
many time you
Herbo.
how many time we see him go down?
You never know though.
Yeah, it's facts. But it's not the second string, it's the third string because they had just signed another QB. I'm gonna tell you they had just signed a guy like couple years ago on I think it's on a 3 years contract. So Trey Lance is back to being a third string quarterback and he's on and that's his third team in 3 years. That's not a good look, bro. They have Taylor Heineke.
Well,
Not saying Taylor Heineke is better than Trey Lance. I'm not saying it. I'm really not saying
then
that.
he's gonna be competing with him. This is the environment that they're putting him in. Now.
But
This is a prove it environment now.
the good thing is, though, the good thing for him that might switch his career and prove me wrong, he's under a great coach. He's under the coach that made Colin Kaepernick. So he's under the other Harbaugh brother. So
That
he's on,
that's if
huh?
he's prioritized.
But he will get some time in the preseason. He will be playing with the second team to help the defense. So he will get chance to throw the ball, but I don't think he's gonna see much NFL time because
Mhm.
you not only you don't really see Herbert go down, and the Chargers are not one of the team that are always in situations where they are blowing up a team and they give their backup team a
Yeah,
chance.
they're pretty. They're very. They're pretty. They've been pretty consistent. They're pretty consistent when it comes to their decision making. And so I like, but it's like you don't sign. He's getting. I'm not gonna sit here and say this is his final chance.
No, 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 definitely not. He's young, man. He's very young,
Him
and the
being
talent
young
is
right
there.
now
It's
is
just
why
injury
teams are
prone.
taking a chance on him. You ever see a player that you just like, especially not to switch it to games, but I play a little NBA in my league every now and then. There's some in our friend group. I'm the guy that develops G League, like because we start from LeBron's era. We start in the 2003 era,
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
always find those special gem players that have like a name. They probably weren't even a real player, but they're just like 67 overall, but he's 23 and he's really good at this one thing and he's got potential. But he's in the
Okay.
G League and he's not in the league. Like you see those type of players and you're like, no, they're doing something wrong with that player. We see something in that player. So we don't know what that they might call us crazy. This is
Yeah.
his third team in 3 years. They might call us crazy. But there's
Yeah.
something like it might have been one game last season that they were watching or
And they
like
bought him.
and they
But
saw something.
no, I don't even think he was something last season because last season he only started in one game and it was a terrible game. They had to put
That's why
Cup
I'm like
back
they
up.
had to have seen something because they like
I think they watching his college tapes because he went 17-0 in college.
nasty.
And he's that's what he's a third overall pick, bro. He's a third overall pick. It's
And
just
not the
yo,
first.
if Trey Lance didn't go down, we don't have Brock Purdy today.
True.
So I don't know, man. I think they think that they can. It's just injury prone, bro.
There's
And
something there, man.
the kid is a good QB. Okay, he's a solid QB. 17-0 in college is not a joke. But I don't know, man. There's something holding him back. I think the way he went down and seeing losing his starting QB to a Mr. Irrelevant fucked with his brain, with his mind. So he's like, am I that good? Am I a fraud? Is that he needs somebody that can do he needs like a therapist that can help him understand that, the game is like that. Sometimes when you go down, the guy that's gunning for your place is training every day because again, talent outwork talent. Hard work outwork talent when talent doesn't work hard. So
That's a Kevin Durant quote, ladies and gentlemen. You feel me? Or not.
yeah,
I just want to throw that out there. Because
definitely. And so I saw something today where when I was planning, bro. So I saw who the guy that became the biggest highest paid tight end in the NFL today, and that surprised me. So the guy, it's Trey McBride. Trey McBride, ladies and gentlemen, is the highest paid tight end in the NFL right now. And Trey McBride, I think he plays for the Cardinals. And let's
have you
see.
seen much? What is so? What's How are we feeling?
I don't feel too good about it because when you know you're in a league that has hold on, let me see something.
Is it a scenario where he just has one of the greatest agents ever in the game, or does he deserve too much?
Yeah, he plays for the Cardinals. He's 25 years old. Stats. Let's see stats. Because that without him being the highest paid tight end, I will not know this guy exists. That's what I'm saying. And I watch a lot
But you
of
can't be
football.
mad at that though, because there's
True.
this thing I've been learning about the NFL too over time is that you always like it. You want players in your position getting paid more money because it raises the bar for
Raises the
you
bar.
to
But
negotiate next time.
I don't know when uh I don't know when those other guys are up for negotiation because because I'm looking at his numbers. Season for 2024 season. Let's see. They don't have an overall. I need an overall. Okay, overall. For his career, not 2024. So his career, okay? He played 49 games. He had 221 receptions. For 292 targets. Not bad at all. Had 2,236 yards, average 10 yards at reception. Really not bad. Six touchdown. Longest yard is 38. So is solid. Um,
Is he highest paid player at his position? Solid though. See, this is why I love asking these
that's what I'm
questions.
saying.
Let's really get
Because
into the nitty gritty. Is he
bro,
is he
when we
is he
think about shit, when we think about I hate talking about people's money, bro. You have no idea, man.
I
I
know.
fucking
That's why I'm
hate
loving
it.
this right now. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions, people.
Yo, I hate it. I hate it a
I'm just
lot,
asking
bro.
questions.
Bro, anyways, man.
He dodged the question.
I'm not, no, I'm gonna, that's why I'm gonna look at some numbers, man. I'm not dodging your question. I'm not answering your question.
Uh-huh.
Easy, best, easy, high speed at his position type of player. Maybe there's no other tight end being negotiated right now. That's why we did it
That's
here.
actually a good point. That's a good
Or
point. But
maybe he's like the tight end that has the money for now, and then down the road we're gonna hear like Josh Kittle getting negotiated or something.
ooh,
Because
you didn't mention any incentives too. That's another thing. Because even though
yeah,
he signed his big
I
deal,
don't
we
know
don't
the
know.
details of
Yeah,
his contract,
there
but
could be
I just know is
incentives.
that he became the highest paid tight end this week, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because when you got Josh Kittle that has 538 reception over 733 targets, 7,380 yards, um, 45 touchdowns, 85 longest one. It makes you question like what's going on, and you have Kelsey as well. I mean, Kelsey's on the other
They're not.
side, on the older side.
You're not paying Kelsey highest, the most money for his position.
Yeah, because he's older now, right? He's
Yeah,
like
you're not doing.
35. And you have that tight end. Um, Kittle is 31, so you have Laporta. That's what I was trying to remember
Are
while
you
I
going to
was
pay? Are you giving him max money for the position?
Laporta.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, remember I came to the
I
to this
know you were
podcast
speaking very highly of him.
and said that I feel like he needs to be talked more. He needs to be mentioned with the Kelseys and the kiddos of the game. Laporta is 24. This guy that I mentioned earlier is 25. Laporta is 24. Laporta has 146 reception for 203 target, and he has 1,611 yards. Averaging 11 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns. The other guy has six. Um, Longest is 52. I think they are the same age. If you compare the numbers, a year apart, if you compare the numbers, I think Laporta should be in that talk, in my opinion.
Well, he might.
Granted, the other guy plays for the Cardinals,
That's what
and
I'm saying.
Laporta plays for the Lions, so it's different situations.
Different situations, but this also means that, like, for example, if contract negotiations stop right now, it raises the bar for the position, and if Laporta takes another leap in his play, then he's in a position to raise the bar even further.
Yeah,
And
to make way
this
more
is
money.
good for Laporta because now he's like, this is a person who is playing at a level to warrant this kind of money. I know I can play at that level
at
or
that
go
level.
beyond that level. So that means I have nothing to lose. It's only up from here. And I'm on
Yeah.
a solid team like the Lions. It's only he's setting himself up to make more money. But if I'm the Lions and I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, then the pressure to capitalize becomes greater because now you're gonna have to pay these players more and more money in order to come back with the same guys or even improve on the team. So
So
that's what
20, I was
shortens.
looking for McBride. I was looking for the 2024 season regular stats. It was right there. I was not looking. I missed it. He had 111 receptions in 2024. So he was targeted a lot. And he only had two touchdowns. But he averaged 10 yards per carries. Again, he plays for the Cardinal people. So it's a
It's a different situation.
less offensive team than. So when we look at, and it was a second round pick. It was pick number 55th. It was the 55th pick. So Laporta for 2024 had 60 receptions,
Mm-hmm.
726 yards, seven
Mm-hmm.
touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So he averaged 12 yard per carry. But again, the Lions have a way better put together team than the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
that's when we say when we mean it's different situations. So
Different situations, yes. So when you look at the line, they have St. Brown as a receiver, so it will be targeted before Laporta. They have Jamie Gibbs, they will get some carries. So those are, and the Cardinals, I think they've been having a lot of issues with their team as far as their QB kept getting injured,
mhm,
things like that. Kyler Murray kept getting injured. So, but wide receiver, they have Marvin Harrison Jr.,
mhm.
but he was a rookie. And so I mean, I think the way you put it is best. When Laporta gets to negotiate, Laporta will get his money worth.
It's only up for me. If
It's
I'll be
a,
really surprised if he doesn't.
yeah, I think so too.
And this is like this raises the standard for the rest of the tight ends too.
But I don't think the Kittle and the Kelce's will get that level of money
They're on
anymore.
the back
Then
half, but they can still ask for more because of their accomplishments and performances in the position. Because it's not like they've fallen off dramatically. Like for
yeah,
example, in their cases, they would be asking for money based off of their legacy and as a especially if they stay on the same team, if they don't go to any other teams and they're re-signing, they can attack it from a loyalty
got
perspective, from a reward perspective, like rewarding a good soldier for the work he's done for
other
you,
work is done.
for the work
But
he's
then
done.
again, guys, I don't want you to think that Kittle and Kelsey are not putting numbers. Kittle had 78 receptions, 1,106 yards, and eight touchdowns this season. And it is in the Niners. Although we had a lot of injuries on our roster, but we still had John Jennings. We have Christian McAfee. We have John Jennings that were putting solid numbers as a receiver, and we had Herschel that was playing good numbers as a receiver too. That was putting on good numbers as a receiver. As far as Kelsey, he had in my opinion, maybe when I look at the numbers, I will be like, oh. But watching the games, I feel like he decreased in the numbers, but he still had 97 receptions for 823 yards and three touchdowns. Yeah, it decreased in the numbers. He had put better seasons before. So,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
they
those are
even
still
they get produced.
97 reception. That's
Yeah,
a
I mean
lot.
that still warrants money. Like maybe not the top, but okay, they're still capable of getting top 10, top 15 highest paid contracts for their position with because of the way they're playing and because of like essentially their careers. That
Exactly.
yeah. So and that the money that they would get is only higher now. So this is good. This is
Yeah,
good.
this is a good day to be a tight end. This is a good day
It's a
to be a
great
tight
day to
end.
be a tight end.
But I don't know the details on his numbers. But man, it's a great day to be a tight end.
Great day to be a tight end.
And lastly, there's a guy that's called Terran Homestead. He retires after 12 seasons. He was a Saint from 2012 to 2021 and a Dolphin from 2022 to 2024. I don't know much about him. Um, I just thought I mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's always good to see players that were in like a same team for a long stretch, go by their own like value, by their own will. It wasn't an injury, it wasn't anything crazy, right? It's
Yeah,
always good to see that.
it's kind of
It's
why
always
I'm like who my first thought when Julio Jones announced his retirement was, well, my first thought was, man, only 13 years, but I was like 13 healthy years. Like you're not
yeah,
walking out of the NFL.
bro. It's the
You don't
NF,
got
it's
it.
the
Yeah,
NFL, man. It's the
yeah,
NFL.
yeah.
We are yo. I feel like shit, that might be a crazy thing. I feel like 13 years in the NFL and 13 years in the NBA. It's the wear and tear in the NFL. It's way worse than it is in the NBA,
Oh
in my
yeah.
opinion.
Oh yeah. Oh
Because
yeah.
you're
Oh
being hit.
yeah.
Yo, especially if you're a QB that did not have a good O line. You're being hit by like a 400-pound linebacker pretty much every play.
I'll give you a name. What's his name? He played for the Colts. He
Oh, Andrew
um,
Luck.
Andrew Luck. I'll give
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck that prime example. The, like you want to talk about talent and you want to talk about a front office just being like, yeah, we're just gonna throw pieces of paper out there on the field as his O line and just say, go get him, go get him, champ. It was so bad that man, he's like, I can't do it. I can't even risk it for another team that's not the
Y-
Colts right now. Another team might look
Yeah.
at me and be like, they might promise me an O line, and then I get there and
And you see like you bring Bud out the field in two pieces.
yeah, I'm
The top
fighting
head
for
and the
my life.
lower back.
Like
Man, Andrew Luck had some rough years.
yes, but he was so and then man,
No, he
yeah,
was a he was,
first
yo, that's a guy that don't talk about enough when they mention like great QBs in the 2000s.
because he underachieved.
It wasn't his fault, bro. He
He,
had nothing.
he still
He had nothing.
that's the harshest part about sports is if you could have nothing, but there are people who you could argue had nothing or had less and still achieved
True.
something or achieved better. So it's
True.
but yeah, he's the first name that comes to mind when we talk about it's just situation not good,
This guy
not
threw
being
for
able to last.
23,671 yards.
He was
He
on
threw
path for greatness.
171 touchdowns
He was on
for
path.
only 83 interceptions. And they don't,
Yes.
yo, I feel like he deserves more respect, man. I'm glad you mentioned Andrew Luck here, bro.
Because yeah, man. I can't. Yeah, it was just. Mm.
He was a first round pick too. Yo, that's something crazy about being a first round pick. You have the possibility of going to the shittest team out there and your career will be not noticed.
Because it's a bad team for a reason.
So
Which
I
is
feel
why it
like they
doesn't
should.
surprise me now when you have guys like Shador talking about something. Yeah, don't draft me. I'm not working out for this team. No, I'm not going to the combine. Like,
Because
like
bro, imagine Shedder in that situation, man.
he
I
getting
see
killed.
Dion every day tweeting.
He getting killed, man.
Oh, anyways, man, let's move into soccer, man. Soccer has not been much thing going on in soccer this weekend or this week. Um, and we covered my hot take in the other episodes, but Real Madrid took a loss, and they had 65% of possession in that game. They were pressing. You know what score? I was watching the game and was like, wow. Wow. When it's not your
But
and
it's
when
not
you
your
lose,
day. It's not.
when it's not your day, it's not. Yo, you know they spent the most game in the half of Valence. And they lost because and I was telling a guy that I was telling my brother that I was telling him, man, had I know that both Real Madrid referees were injured, I would have made some money off that game. Because the kid that they had, we could have lost 3-2. There was a corner kick. The kid literally pushed the ball and the ball fell on the line. And then a defender had to literally say something for him to jump on the ball. I don't even know his name, like the third goalkeeper. I really hope we don't go into the Champions League without a goalkeeper, a solid goalkeeper, because this kid is a disaster, not even waiting to happen because the disaster had happened already. We
Mm-hmm.
lost 2-1. So, and Vini missed the penalty in that game. Although he gave us an equalizer, he was the one who tied it 1-1. He missed the penalty. And now people put the stats out. So I think he had 9 penalties, scored 7. Mbappe took 6 and scored 4. Bellingham took 3 and scored 2. So they like, who should be the penalty kick taker for Real Madrid? In my opinion, the way they have it going on, I think it's the best thing for the players' ego right now. But ultimately, the coach that comes after Ancelotti will have to make a decision. Because when you come to a locker room as a coach, like it's your first year, you don't try to be a people pleaser. You have to choose your guy. Like hate to bring that up because that was the time when I was living with you, so you should remember when Mourinho came and chose Ozil over Kaka, and
I
Kaka
wasn't
was perishing. Eh?
I wasn't mad.
Is Kaka was perishing on the bench. Yo, and I used to be pissed all the time. Not only I'm a Brazilian fan, I know what Kaka can do, and Mourinho is like Ozil is my guy.
I wasn't mad at that either. It's Ozil.
So sometimes as a coach, you need to come into a locker room and say, okay, this is my guy. I
Yeah.
don't care how fans feel about it. This is my guy. And Ozil delivered.
Yeah,
He did.
that's what I was.
I'm
Shows
like,
you.
yo, I cannot even talk shit about that. He delivered above and beyond. And one thing he did, Mourinho did though that pissed me off. It chose was it? It's not. It wasn't even Keylor Navas. It chose the other guy, like the second string goalkeeper. That his name was Diego Lopez over Iker Casillas. And it was like, Lopez is gonna play all major tournaments. Casillas is only gonna play Copa del Rey. I was like, what the fuck? Like, we're choosing Diego Lopez that we don't know who he. But that was his choice as a coach, and he stick to it.
Doing
So.
that too helps. Help like builds. It has it's double edged. It could hurt the guy that's already starting, but it could also build the team up because it because imagine you as a coach, you come in,
Mhm,
you already have your guys, and it's mainly the starters, and that's not even a team that's well established. That's like, let's say it's a team where the second guys aren't as talented and they already don't have the confidence yet.
mhm,
So you
mhm,
not being able to recognize that and being able to put the second tier guys in a position to where when they do have to play in big moments, when they do have to perform, they already know that you have the belief in them, one, and two, you've already given them plenty of burn so that they've already played through their mistakes.
mhm.
So I feel like it's not
It
a
is double-edged, but the good thing is it's not like it's the NBA where you have 82 games and then you go to the
no,
playoff. There's
no.
like three major championships. So maybe one guy can, if you're a little bit open to it, maybe one guy can show you in that championship that you give him time that, yo, because I see the kid is getting more play time, like Hendrick, the Brazilian striker. And Ancelotti took out Vini and put him, so he's getting a little bit more play time because he has confidence in himself. He's 16, but yo, he believes in himself, and that's a key thing in soccer. Like you have to believe that you can do certain things to do it. So maybe that guy can convince you, yo, coach, can I get like a 20 minutes in a big stage just to show? And from 20, it can go to 30. 30 it became a half, and then he becomes a starter. But sometimes those guys are like, nah, this is my guy. I'm gonna die with that guy. Like Mourinho is that type of player. I mean, that type of coach. And that's the reason why I'm saying his style of coaching is outdated. I don't really want him to come to the Brazilian selection, but I respect him as a coach because he's done a lot of things, bro. He like he's when you look at his resume, you have to be a soccer hater to not respect Mourinho because this guy won a Champions League with Porto. So what are we talking about? Like, but that's why to go back to Real Madrid, I'm hoping the next coach, because Ancelotti is on his way out. The locker room for him, he cannot. The only thing that he did that took character for me, and I was surprised. He was asked by a journalist, "Oh, so Arda Güler performed with Turkey. He's like a good young player. Why is he not getting play time?" And he's like, "I don't get paid to put young player on the pitch. I get paid to win games."
That's exactly how you respond. That's
That
exactly how
yeah,
you respond.
but that kills the kid though.
So it
You're a
doesn't.
kid hearing that
Doesn't
hit you.
that not if you're maybe if you're soft,
Turkish player crying from a game. Yeah, it's a little bit. So you can, yeah, it's on a
maybe
softer
if you're
side.
maybe if you're soft, but then you look around and you're like, yeah, I am on a team with Vinicius. Yeah, I am on a team with yeah. Like you look to your left, you look to your right, you're like, yeah, maybe I do need to calm myself down a little. Maybe,
Yeah, yeah.
my time will come. Let me
My
keep
time
on
will
working.
come. Yeah, I
Let
just
me
sit
keep
there
on
and get the little 15 minutes, 20 minutes that they give me.
practice is your games. Practice is
Hmm.
your games.
So,
Practice is your games. Okay?
yeah.
Like look around you.
So I hear rumors that they are trying to bring Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso has a way different style of play than Ancelotti. He's a guy that plays with three defender. I hate playing with three defenders.
Do you feel that the team is capable? Like would that style of play benefit the team?
That will be better for him because he has more offense than defense. So his style will fit Real Madrid. But me, as a guy that always play with Real Madrid and FIFA, I'm thinking because FIFA goes by default with what the coach does. I'm like I'm gonna have to keep tweaking shit because I don't like playing with three defenders. I don't like that 3-5, 3-5-2 or 3-5-3-6 whatever settings. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. But I don't like playing with three defenders because I'm I like having two
Two wing.
one right back and one left back. I like having those guys to defend for me in the back. It's just my opinion, but some guys put them in the midfield just to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's how he plays. He plays with two defenders,
I
so
mean, we'll see. We'll
we'll
see.
see. Yeah, and
We'll see.
again, he's gonna have to choose his guys. He's gonna have to choose his guys. Maybe he's a coach that will be like, go earn it. Maybe he's a guy that will come with a mindset, okay, these are my guys. It depends. Me personally, as somebody that will, if I'm put in that situation, knowing me, I will have at least three guys that I know, okay, are part of my lineup, and I will have a couple that I will be like, go earn it. Because if I'm coming in, I know that I'm not gonna bench Bellingham
Hmm.
because he's a he's an offensive talent and he can help on the defense. Like I watched Bellingham play the City not this year, last year City's game. I was amazed, Ali. I'm like, this guy don't have a heart, like he doesn't have like lungs. Is he a robot or something? Bellingham was never tired. So I'm like, that's a guy I respect. So I'm talking about like me watching the games. If I'm coming in that situation, Bellingham is my number one guy, like in that midfield. And then in that attack, I think I'm gonna have to have Vini and Mbappe. They're gonna have to win those perks, like as far as a goal kicks, penalty. No, I'm not saying they're gonna have to earn their starting spot. They are starters. But I'm saying like kicking penalties, free kicks, those things, they're gonna have to earn it, man. Rodrigo is part of that too. Those two are gonna have to earn it for me. And I'm not saying in games, but in training. You're gonna have to earn that for me. But those are guys that you cannot really bench.
You can't.
You see what
But
I
like,
mean?
they also have egos too. So even you limiting them in any capacity is like
But it's only if in a game I get different type of free kick and I call Vini my number one. That's an example. I call him my number one and he feels like, you know what, fuck some chemistry. Yo, Mbappe, take that. I'm not mad at it,
is he
but
gonna do
I
that though?
know, huh?
Is he gonna
Yeah,
do that
I've seen them do it in the on the field.
though? Okay.
I've seen them do it.
So
But
it's
I know in my call sheet, Vinny is my number one, but you're gonna have to earn that. I put you as a starter already. So you know you're a key starter for me. So there's certain things I'm gonna have to see. Because you miss a key penalty against Valence, boy. And I'm looking at the game. You can see that he was gonna miss that. Because he went the way where the goalkeeper went, he went that way. Not calling Vinny a bad penalty shooter, we've seen Messi miss, but
mhm.
it's in a situation where you need to tie that game. I know the crowd is calling you monkey, and because he was dealing with a lot of racism in this game, a lot of it, and this is crazy, bro. We're in 2025 now, people. Come on,
You can only do so much, man. You know these colonist countries, man. They don't
yo,
even.
I don't get it. Yo, they are playing in Real Madrid. It wasn't an away game. Like my own fans are calling me monkey, but like barking at me, doing all that. Like for what?
I don't put
That's
nothing. I don't
crazy,
put nothing.
man.
I don't put nothing
Yo,
past fans. After what I witnessed when England had lost versus France, I believe in that one game. I don't put nothing past the fan base. I
this
don't
is
care where
this
you're
is
from. I don't care who you
crazy.
are. I don't
But
care.
yo,
They hate black people.
la
They hate black skin everywhere.
yeah, Barcelona. They had a tie against Betis. Raphinha was having a bad day. He even fought with his own goalkeeper. I don't know why exactly, but he was having a very, very bad game. And sorry, Liverpool lost against Fulham. And the coach is still saying the team is okay, the team is good, is that, but they're having a bad season in my opinion because they are eliminated in the Champions League. And in the like when you look at the table, like it's um it's crazy, man. It's crazy talk. Like because they are still first, but I feel like if they keep going the way they are, Arsenal can take it from them. And Arsenal is like knocking at their door. It's only three games difference.
So, do you think him saying that they're okay is this something he's seeing in the way that they're losing? Like, have they really been bad losses, or is it one of those instances where I'm not going to say
Okay.
it's possible for it not to be your day
Yeah,
every
that can,
single day, but you know what I
but
mean?
yeah.
Like,
So it's a game where you're playing against Fulham. Um, Fulham is a solid defensive team. Like the thing is, in England, certain teams when they are playing with those name, I don't want to say big teams because they are big teams too. They are like in the Premier League, but when they are playing with those teams with big names, they uh they play harder.
mhm.
Like they play more defense, more physical, more physical. That's the word I'm looking for. Because
And they're
Fulham is
allowed
eight,
to,
huh?
and they're allowed to.
Of
So,
course. But I'm the type of guy that's keep the same energy. So if you're playing with Liverpool, you're playing more physical. Why when you're playing, for example, with Brentford, you're like, you're chilling.
I don't know. Maybe the
Yeah,
fans not into it the same. The arena's not the same.
but if you kept the same energy, you could have been higher on the table, in my
The
opinion.
legacy's not the same. I don't know.
But
It's a weird.
but the reason why I said that is like when you look at the game, Salah, like I had Salah to have two shots, not two shots on goal, like literally
Just
two
two shots.
shots.
Just two
Could
shots.
have went, yeah, 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 yeah. He did not have that. So that's what I'm saying. Like something is going on with the offense because Salah not having two shots in a game, that's concerning. That is very concerning. Manchester City and United, they tied. United is 13 and at the table, City is fifth. So if the championship ends today, City is not gonna play the Champions League next year. They're gonna play Europa League. So that is crazy to think about when you're CC
And
in
that's
that
why it's not
position.
ending today. Am I right, people?
But looking at their difference
Yes.
between City and the fourth, oh, it's only 1 point between Chelsea and them. Yeah, it's only 1 point.
They'll be okay. They'll be
They
okay.
will be okay. They will be
They'll be
okay.
fine.
But I think that's where we're gonna end it. So I wanted to
Thank
take to
goodness, man.
hmm?
Man, y'all got a lot out of us today.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got a lot. So that's why I'm ending it now because I gotta go eat, man. I'm hungry.
You and me both. You and me
But
both.
yeah, yeah, and that's where we're gonna. And next Sunday we can take a look at the tables and see what's
Yeah,
going on
because we
there.
have more. We have more. We were gonna like start comparing the teams and stuff. You know,
Yeah, we have more, but
yeah, we have more.
it's
We have
been
more.
more
So
than an hour and a half.
if you made it this far, thank
Come
you.
on,
if you
you come on. If you made it this far,
if you made it this
like
far, we locked in. All right,
we locked in.
we
You locked
locked
in.
in. If you
You
made it this
family.
far, if you made it this far, subscribe. If you made it this
Subscribe
far, like
and
the
share
video.
it
If you made it this far, share the video.
and
Comment.
tell people that it's not just jokes. We are talking serious stuff, man.
You know what I'm saying. Like, he's the biggest hater. To comment on his hating. So just tell us. Do you agree with what we said? Do you disagree? Are you a Pistons
I did
fan
not hate
like I
today.
am?
I did not say anything hateful today, guys. I did
He
not
bit
hate on
his
any
tongue.
teams.
He bit
Huh?
his tongue today. He
I did
bit
not
his
hate. I did not
tongue
hate today.
today.
I said I usually hate on Brazil's coaching. That's all I do. And I hate on my own teams, guys. I don't hate on people's teams. I put up people's teams.
Sure.
Oh,
Whatever you say. But guys, thank you so much for
unless you
rocking
bring
with
up
us.
Jason Terry. But
We
yeah,
haven't
guys,
talked about Jason Terry in like
a
forever now.
minute.
Did you see how he had to like he had to like he had to he had to crawl. He had to really look, really dig deep in his heart for that little piece of hate. See, that's what we're talking about. So yeah, so thank
But
you,
yeah, guys, man, it's all
thank you so
love,
much for
man. You
rocking with us.
already know. So walk with us, and we'll see you next week for the same thing. A little bit less, a little bit shorter. But yo, Ali, we'll
It was
link
just
up,
a
man.
lot. Yeah, as always, And don't root for my Miami Heat, guys. Don't jinx me, please. And thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see how that goes. But they end up playing, I called it. So everybody, peace out. Ali, one love, man.